In today's video, we're going to explore 5 common mistakes that can block us on our spiritual journey. Our aim is to help you recognize these pitfalls so that you can live a simpler, more meaningful life, free from unnecessary struggles. Remember, the journey isn't about reaching a final destination. It's about embracing every step with gratitude and mindfulness. As we share these insights, I invite you to reflect on your own path and consider if, despite your efforts, something crucial still feels missing. Have you ever felt that, no matter how much you strive, there remains an elusive piece of inner peace just out of reach? Let's take a deep, calming breath together and open our hearts to the possibility of transformation through self-awareness and gentle change. Together, we will navigate the challenges and uncover the beauty hidden in every twist and turn of our spiritual path. So join me as we dive deep into this exploration, uncovering the wisdom that lies within and guiding us towards a life of true serenity. Mistake 1. Spirituality is not a destination. When we think about our spiritual journey, it's easy to get caught in the idea that reaching a specific destination will finally grant us the peace and fulfillment we seek. But in truth, spirituality is not a destination, it's a journey, a continuous, ever-changing melody where every note, every pause, and every chord contributes to the beauty of the whole composition. Imagine life as a grand symphony where the beauty lies not in the final note, but in every single note played along the way, each one adding depth and emotion to your experience. Every twist and turn, every burst of joy and moment of challenge is an essential part of your growth. Each experience teaches you something valuable even if it doesn't feel like bliss at first. I once knew someone who believed that reaching a certain spiritual milestone would bring perpetual happiness, only to discover that real transformation happens in the journey itself, not at its end. That realization came like a soft whisper in a quiet moment as they embraced the challenges and celebrated the small victories that enriched their inner strength. By learning to appreciate both the highs and the lows, they discovered that every experience, no matter how challenging, adds a unique layer to the tapestry of their soul. So, I ask you, how do you embrace life's highs and lows in your daily experience? Do you see them as obstacles or as beautiful notes in the grand melody of your existence? Mistake 2. Doing good for selfish reasons. When we talk about doing good, it's vital to remember that acts of kindness should come from a deep, genuine compassion, not from a desire to collect applause or inflate our own sense of self-worth. There is a subtle but important difference between true altruism, born out of love and a sincere wish to uplift others, and performing good deeds solely for the sake of receiving praise and external validation. When we act from ego, the temporary high of external recognition soon gives way to a lingering emptiness and disappointment, leaving us feeling hollow despite the good we've done. I recall a story of a dear friend who always went out of his way to help, volunteering at every opportunity, hoping that each kind act would bring him the adoration he so deeply craved. Despite his countless acts of service, the applause and recognition he expected never arrived, and instead, he was met with a deep sense of unfulfillment that made him question the true purpose of his efforts. It was a transformative moment when he finally realized that genuine fulfillment comes not from external praise, but from the inner joy of simply giving without expecting anything in return. As Mother Teresa once reminded us, it's not how much we give, but how much love we put into giving, a timeless wisdom that invites us to examine the true motivation behind our actions. I invite you to reflect. Have you ever done something just for the applause rather than for the pure joy of giving? Mistake 3. Seeking external answers instead of looking within. Reflecting on our search for spiritual guidance, I realized that true wisdom comes from within, a quiet yet powerful light that we often overlook when we chase after every external sign and teacher. I remember a time when a dear friend of mine was constantly on the lookout for new gurus, spiritual signs, and external validations, believing that each new message held the key to lasting enlightenment. Yet, in that relentless pursuit of external answers, he gradually missed the gentle whispers of his own inner voice, the one that had always known what he truly needed. Over time, he discovered that true spiritual empowerment isn't found in the noise of the world outside, but in tuning into that subtle, inner frequency that quietly speaks to our soul. In those quiet moments of introspection, he learned the profound truth in Rumi's words: the quieter you become, the more you can hear, realizing that silence opens the door to the answers already residing within us. It became clear that when we constantly look outward, we risk missing the rich guidance that is already present within our own intuition, waiting patiently for us to acknowledge it. And so I ask you, when was the last time you truly listened to your inner voice, letting its soft whispers guide you rather than the ever-changing external clamor? Mistake 4. Thinking you are spiritually superior. Reflecting on our spiritual journey, it's so easy to fall into the trap of thinking that the spiritual insights we've gained make us superior to others, as if reaching a certain level of understanding grants us the right to judge. Yet, spiritual pride is a silent thief. It disconnects us from the genuine growth and unity that form the heart of true spirituality, stripping away the humility that binds us together. When we begin to see ourselves as above others, we inadvertently close the door on the endless lessons each person offers, isolating ourselves from the rich tapestry of shared human experience. I recall a story of someone who, after years of dedicated practice, started measuring his progress by looking down upon those still finding their way, only to eventually discover that his self-assumed superiority left him feeling empty and disconnected. That turning point came when he realized that his journey was not a solitary ascent to an unreachable peak, but a shared path where every step and every interaction held the promise of mutual growth and learning. True spirituality, as the Dalai Lama reminds us, is not about adorning ourselves with a badge of honor, but about cultivating love, compassion, and the humility to learn from every soul we encounter along our way. This understanding transformed his life, opening his heart to genuine connections and teaching him to appreciate the diverse tapestry of experiences that each person brings into his journey. So I invite you to reflect deeply on your own path. In what ways do you practice humility in your everyday interactions, and how do you allow the lessons of others to enrich your spiritual journey? Mistake 5. Overcomplicating spirituality. As we journey deeper into our spiritual exploration, many of us fall into the trap of overcomplicating our practices, believing that the more intricate our rituals and techniques, the closer we come to true enlightenment. I've witnessed friends and seekers who meticulously follow elaborate ceremonies, devoting countless hours to detailed rituals, only to find that they're drifting away from the genuine, simple essence of their being. The reality, however, is that deeper spirituality isn't achieved by adding layers of complexity. It emerges when we embrace the beauty of simplicity and weave mindful awareness into every moment of our everyday lives. I recall a poignant story of a dear friend who once immersed himself in the world of elaborate spiritual practices, complex meditations, intricate rituals, only to discover that his true sense of peace and clarity arrived unexpectedly during the simple moments of shared laughter, a quiet sunrise, or the comfort of a heartfelt conversation. In time, he learned that the magic of spirituality lies not in an endless maze of complex routines, but in the simple, mindful acts that nurture our body, soothe our mind, and open our heart to authentic connection. It seems that the very layers we add in our quest for depth can sometimes become a barrier, obscuring the unadorned beauty of living fully in the present moment. At its core, true spirituality calls us to strip away the unnecessary, to return to the simplicity of being present, and to honor the profound power of everyday actions that resonate with our inner self. So I invite you to pause and reflect. What simple, everyday practice can you embrace to reconnect with your inner self, to rediscover that deep, abiding peace that often lies hidden beneath the complexity of our routines? As we come to the end of our time together, let us pause to recall the key insights we've uncovered on our journey. We learned that spirituality is not a destination but an ever-unfolding journey, a continuous melody where every note, every moment contributes to the beauty of our existence. We saw how doing good for selfish reasons leaves a hollow echo within us, reminding us that true kindness comes only when we act from a place of genuine love and selflessness. We discovered that seeking external answers instead of listening to our inner voice can steer us away from the quiet wisdom that already resides deep within our souls. We also acknowledged that thinking we are spiritually superior creates a barrier between us and the richness of shared growth, for true spirituality is woven from humility, compassion, and the willingness to learn from everyone. And we recognized that overcomplicating our practices with intricate rituals can cloud the simple, mindful beauty of everyday living, the true essence of our spiritual path. By recognizing and overcoming these pitfalls, you unlock the path to true inner peace, living a life of simplicity, authenticity, and compassion. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more insights on your spiritual journey, as your support helps build a community of fellow seekers. I invite you to comment below with your own experiences and thoughts, for your unique journey might inspire someone else to take that brave step towards inner growth. And before we part, let me leave you with one final question. What small shift will you make today to move closer to your true self? Thank you for joining me in this deep exploration. May your path always be filled with light, gentle wisdom, and the ever-present beauty of a soulful journey.